My name's Cogneato, and I just went to BronyCon. Alright, so I just got back from my first con ever. It was BronyCon over in Baltimore. Actually, wait, it was in Baltimore. At least all the documentation said that. I had a wonderful road trip out there with my partner, Grace Hart, and that was kind of awesome. You know, I mean, we do the road trip thing, and that was pretty good. When we got there, we registered at the hotel, and we went to the convention center, and we did the pre-registration, so we didn't have to wait in these gigantic lines. I mean, they were prepared for a full line, and I'm sure it was pretty bad on Friday, but we arrived on Thursday, so we didn't have to do that. We woke up nice and early for opening ceremonies. We got in their zigzag lines, and that's when I learned the first thing about BronyCon, which is waiting in line is kind of an event in itself. I mean, you get to look around at some of the costumes, and people tend to yell and sing and talk, and it's actually kind of really awesome. One of the other things that was really weird and awesome as well was when you're going through these zigzag lines, you know, so you're going back and forth and back and forth. The other bronies put out their fists and they do like a bro hoof with pretty much everyone in the line over and over again. It's actually pretty hard on the knuckles after a while, but it's a lot of fun, and I wasn't expecting that. So the first event I went to, I got to sing with Kazmi Evans, and it was awesome. Yes, I was totally excited. It was amazing. Yes. Oh, and Daniel Ingram was totally playing his DJ pony. I mean, he had sunglasses, and he did the turntable thing, or actually he just went on YouTube and found songs with lyrics, because, I mean, it's not like Cosplay Evans actually knew the songs that we were singing. I mean, I don't even know, I don't think she even listens to it, but she had a beautiful voice. I got to sing with Cosplay Evans, the singing voice of Rarity. Rarity is absolutely my favorite pony. Rebecca Choquette was there too, or Choquette, or however you pronounce her name, and that was pretty awesome. Rebecca, Kazumi, and Daniel Ingram were all playing the music, and they're singing. All the bronies were singing. It was a wonderful time. I sang my voice out, and I was like sore for the rest of the day, but I didn't care because it was awesome. Unfortunately, I had to miss the first half of the gender norms conference, or whatever it was. That was one that Grace Hart really wanted to go to, and it was wonderful. I actually kind of regretted not going, but I wish I could have gone to both. I wish I was in two places at once, and because my other half was there, I kind of felt like I was in both places, and she explained everything to me, and it was beautiful. I absolutely love gender studies, and, you know, My Little Pony is a vehicle for doing that, and the Brony community, it was a very interesting talk. I absolutely loved it. Next, we got to see GM Barrow. GM Barrow was like, she was talking about the next Daring Do series that she's written, and she didn't want to give too much away, but she was just talking about her experiences. Dusty Cat was up there. He was asking the questions, and she seemed super nervous because she was in front of a huge crowd of bronies, and it was wonderful. I am a huge fan of GM Barrow's books. They're wonderful. Her characterization's spot on. She adds a little bit to the canon of the whole show. It's wonderful. You know, go read the books if you haven't read them already, and give your kudos to GM Barrow because she's really awesome. Dang, I say awesome a little bit too often. I then saw two different panels that I got to learn all about how the writers and artists and the co-director, Big Jim Miller, operate, and that was really interesting to learn and to really understand what the role Hasbro plays in the whole making of the show over, say, the writers or the director or anyone else. And it's wonderful how creative they are in taking the requirements handed down to them by Hasbro and putting them into the show that makes it like fun and interesting. And I think it's a really good mesh, and I really hope they keep that up. I also got to see the voice actors on the Origins panel, and that was really neat. I mean, I've seen a lot of the recordings from other BronyCons about their origins, so it was neat to actually see them in action. Honestly, getting to know their personalities just from them kind of interacting with each other, it tells me a lot about who they are. So that was wonderful. It wasn't until the next day that I learned the next big thing about the con, which is I absolutely love cosplay. I mean, I thought that I was a big fan because, I kind of like looking at the pictures. I'm like, yay, pictures. And I definitely relate to Rarity because I like to sew. But oh my goodness, the cosplay. everyone came out in the costumes because of the costume contest, and oh my goodness, there was Fluttershy in Discord, there was a guy from Friendship is Manly, there were some beautiful rarities, there were even the Ponytones, there were a ton of people cosplay, there were, and the best part isn't just like the pictures of them, like having a posed picture is nice, but the part I like the most is you're walking down the hallway and you don't know what you're going to expect, and all of a sudden, like, oh, there's Applejack, there's Sweetie Belle, and there's Twilight Sparkle, and it's beautiful, and it's wonderful to see the different interpretations too. I saw Rarity with the straw hat from Simple Ways, and that was awesome. I'm like, yay, yes. And I'm really looking forward to coming back next year with a bigger, better cosplay outfit. I did cosplay. I came as Shining Armor. I had a white leotard suit thing and a purple and yellow vest and a purple and yellow Centurion skirt thing, and I honestly didn't like it afterward. I made a really simple Flufflepuff costume for Graceheart, and it was basically a big thing of pink carpet that was cut into a poncho, and everyone loved her. I spent like hours and hours on my costume, and I spent maybe 1 hour on hers, and she got all the pictures. I didn't. I mean, but what do you expect? I mean, that's just, it happens, right? I mean, Flufflepuff's a big pink ball. It was pretty quick and simple to do. And who really likes Shining Armor anyway? I attended a panel by the group called Brownie Study, and they had a lot of interesting statistics about who the bronies are, and apparently they had given out a survey over Equestria Daily. They had their results. They have a website. I'm sure that there's a lot of statistics that you could take away from that. The big ones that I took away was Twilight Sparkle was the most popular, mostly because most people relate to her, probably because she's bookish. Number 2 was Fluttershy, probably because the bronies relate to her as being very shy. The bronies are very shy. And the other one, not too surprising, I suppose, is that there's an 85% male population in the brony community. One of the things I really enjoyed about the statistics is liking Rarity is a rarity. I mean, who would have thought that, right? But apparently Rarity is the least popular pony, and therefore I'm unique in that way compared to all the other bronies who like Rarity, who I'm sure it's like very close to 1/6 of the population of bronies. Anyway, we had an opportunity to go to the vendors. The vendors were wonderful. There were so many vendors. They sold every kind of size, shape, of form of My Little Pony merchandise. We spent way too much money because how can you not when you have like over 100 vendors? And we tried so very hard to get the comic book signatures by some of the comic book authors, Andy Price and Katie Cook especially. I know Tody Fleeks was there and Heather Breckel, and I was really, really trying hard. And by really trying hard, I mean every time we passed by, we asked if they were there and they were out to lunch or something, and then we actually did not get the signatures from them. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. But the vendors, oh my gosh, I bought some new drinking glasses. I bought presents for all of my friends. Graceheart got a really nice picture of Discord. On one side, he was thinking about Fluttershy, and on the other side, he was thinking about reigning with chaos. And he was holding the amulet and wondering which way he should go. And it's actually a very moving picture. The other big purchase that she had gotten, she had purchased 35 cards they're all wonderful. Each one is a work of art, and there are 35 of them all woven together, and I consider that a pretty good purchase. I also got ears and a horn. I'd wanted to get them for a long time, but it was a wonderful experience. I mean, going shopping is a lot of fun. And we also got to see even more people dressed up. I got to see Cherry Jubilee down there. There's Photo Finish. I think I saw another guy from Friendship is Manly, and everyone is in costume and having a good time at the vendors. I love the vendors. It's a wonderful place. Next, we went to the Grand Galloping Gala. Graceheart and I love to dance. We love to be crazy, and the gala was actually a lot more fun than we kind of expected. We were expecting, I don't know, just kind of a dance, but they had actors in cosplay, and they were acting like the characters. I think there was some storyline going on where Twilight was trying to impress Celestia, but honestly, we did make it there late because I did take Grace Hart out for like a nice dinner on the dock. We went on a paddle boat, we got ice cream. I mean, it was a pretty classic date that ended with a dance. It was a lot of fun. I think it was an excellent date night end. So the next day, I woke up really early to try to get in line to get Tabitha St. Germain's signature because she's Rarity, she's the voice of Rarity, and I thought I could get in early and get her signature. Unfortunately, I was not the first person to have come up with this idea, and I was so far back in the line that they actually ran out of Tabitha St. Germain signatures. This isn't too much of a surprise because she plays the voice of Rarity and Luna and Photo Finish and Derpy and Granny Smith, and so she's kind of like a really big name, and so of course she ran out of signatures. That was okay, though, because I had my Rarity doll with me, and Kazmi Evans was also up there, and I absolutely loved singing with her, and I recognized that all the times I sing the songs in my car are kind of with Kazmi Evans' voice as Rarity, so I think it actually is more appropriate for me to get Kazmi Evans' signature. When I got to the end of the line, I got her voucher, and I went in, I got her signature, and it was wonderful. I think I may be developing a fan crush on Kazmi Evans. I kind of thought I was pretty even keel when it came to that, but oh my goodness, it's Kazmi Evans! Okay, so in conclusion, this is wonderful. BronyCon is amazing. I know that all 10 of you are my friends, right? Because that's the only people who'd actually sit through this thing and listen to it. Come with me next year. You all have to come with me. You dress up, and I will make costumes for each and every one of you. I'll totally Rarity out on you guys. Join us at BronyCon. It'll be amazing. My name's Cogneato, and thank you for watching.